Avengers Secret Wars is set to be adding villains from other universes and possibly allowing 1 to 2 from each previous universe / iteration that we saw from like Sam Raimi and Sony and the TASM franchise. And a brand new report has stated that they've chosen Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin to join Avengers Secret Wars.
You cannot talk about Avengers Secret Wars without talking about Spider-Man. Now, which Spider-Man are we talking about? Yes, because apparently all three will be in the film, and all three will at least have one accompanying villain from their universe. At least that's according to reports. And well, apparently Marvel Studios and Disney and Sony have already agreed upon the villain that will be featured from Tobey Maguire's, aka Raimi's universe, and it's the return of the Green Goblin, played by Willem Dafoe, who this time is said to be having a brand new suit that's reminiscent of the suit he's had in the Raimi films and in his return in Spider-Man No Way Home, but also a lot more classic in nature, where they took some elements and changed them to make them more goblin-like, including a repaint. So there's a good Photoshop that somebody made of probably what it would look like, and honestly, this would make sense. If you're bringing back just a handful of villains from the Raimi and the TASM film, or maybe even one from each, you're probably going to go with the Green Goblin. And Willem Dafoe clearly loves that role. He was having a great time during the PR tour. He's never talked bad about Sony, Marvel, or anybody. And obviously, if there's one villain from that universe that's just a straight-up villain that didn't really get a redemption arc or anything, it's the Green Goblin. So if Doctor Doom is going to be pulling some strings, using some villains that are just straight-up ruthless villains, Dafoe's Green Goblin checks off pretty much everything they would require and need. So a part of me really hopes that this is true and wants to believe this, because it's like music to my ears, you know? It makes every Spider-Man have a personal demon or battle that they need to deal with in the film. It gives us, again, probably our final look at these universes and characters, because at this point they're going to have to retire them. And remember, it was also rumored that their return would be happening down the road, all the way after No Way Home came out. And there was some hints by the actors that they have had discussions, but nothing moved forward. So maybe those reports about him returning for another Raimi Spider-Man were just conflated with, hey, he's actually going to return for Secret Wars, which would make sense.